back to my channel, girls. Girl, in today's video we are doing a freaking long overdue updated makeup routine. I don't even remember the last time I did one, so clearly everything has changed. I am completely different with my makeup, so it's time for a new era. Starting off with skin prep, I always moisturize my face before I actually start my makeup. I already did that, so I'm gonna skip that step. As of recently, I've been using my Topicals little eye cream. Girl, this was probably like a free sample or something, no shade. Like, no shade, this is just like a little free sample, but I do like the product. Like, it does give a little, you know, a little 1-2. I'm not currently using primer, but when I am using primer, I do use the e.l.f. Hydro Gel Primer. I was using the Milk Primer, but first of all, girl, that packaging is so trash. I hate that packaging, and I don't see a crazy difference between the two products, so just go ahead and save your money and use the e.l.f. one. For my foundations, I use two different ones, and I kind of switch in between. So if I want a lighter like look, a little bit more airy, a little bit like feels like my skin, I would go ahead and use the Danessa Myricks blurring balm. And if I want something a little bit heavier, maybe I'm going out, if I know I'm gonna have my makeup on all day, Makeup Forever foundation. This used to be my holy grail, but I do really like this one for just like if I just want like a light look today. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Danessa Myricks one because, girl, it is hot as ever, and I cannot have too much product on my face. Like, I will literally die. Right. As far as my tools, I do use the Real Techniques brushes. Those are my holy grail. I pretty much use all of those brushes, and I just kind of use those interchangeably. One step I never ever miss is I'm gonna always spray my layers. So I'm gonna spray each layer of my makeup to make sure it lasts all day. Absolute favorite setting spray is going to be the L'Oreal Infallible 3 minutes setting spray. Girl, this is basically like freaking hairspray in a bottle, but let me tell you something, your makeup's gonna be on by the end of the day, okay? She's really good and she's super affordable, so I have to get her every time. I'm using my Saie bronzer. This is in the shade Deep Bronze. I absolutely love this bronzer, but let me tell you something real quick. Tread lightly when you put this freaking top on. If you put this top on too much, do you see how there's like not a lot of room for you to really grip the bottom of this? It's so hard to get open, genuinely so hard. So you have to put it on very lightly when you're putting on that freaking bronzer cap, because, girl, it's ridiculous. As far as my placement, it really is nothing special. Just going upwards like that on my cheekbone. I like to kind of like sink my face in like that, just so I can get the placement of where the bronzer would naturally sit. So like where a shadow would naturally appear would be like right there. So that's kind of how I choose where I put my bronzer, but it really is just going upwards in that direction to keep me looking snatched. For my nose contour, I just take that same bronzer, use a smaller brush, and then we go in right here. Okay, this is where we're at. We're looking a little bit scary, but it's still cute. Okay, next I use the Morphe Club Cabana in the shade Cheek Thrills. This girl, she is one of my holy grails. I like to use both of the shades that come in it, so I'm really gonna dig into these two shades. I don't use the bottom one because it's a powder and I don't really like it, but the two cream ones are really nice. And I just mix them. I don't try to like, I just mix them, girl. And then I just do it right over that bronzer line. And I like to do the nose sometimes, not all the time, but it just gives like a cute look sometimes. Like, it's like a little like, you know, it's just cute. I don't do it all the time though. Then to clean it up, once I get to this step, I like to clean up my makeup a little bit. So what I do is just take my foundation brush that I was using earlier, and I just go in and clean up that line a little bit, just because we want it to look nice and clean. Okay, so for my two concealers, I have two favorites. I have my Hourglass concealer in the shade Flax, and then I also have my Too Faced concealer in the shade Honey. This one I like because it's thick, and this one I like because it's thinner formula. I have been using this one recently because it's summertime, girl, and I can't have too thick makeup. I just can't. This one's really nice because of the consistency. I feel like it's just really good. What I like to use this one the most for is actually sometimes what I like to do when I'm doing eyeshadow is put concealer on the top of my eyelids. Today we're doing a little bit more of a simple look, so I'm not going to do that, but maybe in a later video I'll do like a full glam, like we're going out makeup. But this one, I like to take it whenever I'm doing like eyeshadow or something like that. I'm gonna take it and I just put it on the top of my eyelids like that, and that acts as my base. However, today we're gonna keep it simple and just use my Hourglass. So when I do my concealer, you gotta go like that, and then I just go like that. I still am gonna do that same technique as if I'm doing eyeshadow. I probably won't do any eyeshadow today, but I just like to do like a little bit of this because it just makes my look more interesting. I look so scared right now.
No.
Like it's literally
No.
it's giving obsession.
What?
Like this is scary. This is spooky. Anyway, but yes, this is what we do. Now we're gonna go in with our L'Oreal setting spray, and we're going to spray on our brush and also spray our face. And I like to let it sit down a little bit, like let the makeup sit, the concealer. Once my makeup is like halfway blended, I actually go in with like a little triangle sponge and I just blend it out more, and that's how I get like a really, I don't know, I feel like it makes me look like really matte. So guys, we're looking a little bit softer. We're still looking quite scary because we don't have all of our products on, but you know, we're getting better. It still looks jarring. I think it's just because my eyes are like, you know what I'm saying, because they're like the way that I do my makeup, but like it's a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, now we're gonna start to our powders. Okay, one thing about it, two things for sure, if you're gonna learn anything from me, baby, one thing you need to do is to like start, like it's like you're baking a cake. You start with your wet, then you go in with your dry. So now that we've done our foundation, our concealer, and our cream blush, now we're gonna start with our powders, and we're not gonna go back. Okay, so like I said, like you're baking a cake, you start out with your wet and then you go to your dry. You don't mix and match. Okay, so I do not play about my powders. I use a lot of powders because I am very oily, so you gotta do a lot of powder. So what I'm gonna start off with is my Wet n Wild loose setting powder in the shade Banana. This is my holy grail. I've been using it for years. Not gonna switch up on it, and I just do a thick layer underneath, and then I even go up to my like forehead area and just do a little bit of that. Then what I do is take a powder that's more my skin tone, so I like to use the Fit Me. So I use quite a bit of this, and I like to go pretty heavy on it. I use my e.l.f. powder, and I only like to use this on my eyelids. This is the e.l.f. translucent powder. I bought this a really long time ago, and I literally only like it for my eyelids. It looks so crazy if you use it underneath your eyes, but I like it because of the fact that I like to put concealer on my eyelids and they tend to crease, so I like to have a little bit of powder, and this is just like a little something. And now we're taking our big powder brush and we're just gonna brush all of that powder off. Girl, I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. I bought this on TikTok shop a couple years ago. This is by Metamorphosis Makeup. It is the Conchita blush palette. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. This has been my holy grail. I have had this for like, I don't even know, maybe 3-4 years, whatever. This is how much is used in that time, so clearly it's lasted me a long time, and I love it. So I like to mix these two shades, and that is my blush. I don't really use any of the other shades, I just like these two. So then for my eyeliner, I go ahead and use the Wet n Wild eyeliner. This isn't my favorite, but like this does the job for sure. I'm just trying this one out. It's okay. I feel like it does last quite a bit, but it's not as dark as I would like it. I really like a really dark eyeliner, so we're still looking for our favorite for that. Okay, y'all, I did my eyeliner. I do like my eyeliner quite thick, so y'all did see me do that. I did have to switch my camera, so I do apologize if the quality looks different because my other camera died. Definitely should have charged it, don't know why I didn't, but we're on this camera, so I apologize if it looks a little bit different, like it might look a little crazy. So anyway, for mascara, I don't wear lashes. I don't like to wear lashes. It's just not my thing. I don't know, I went through a lash phase and I'm out of it now. So I don't wear lashes, but I do use two different mascaras. So I use the Lash Princess Essence Mascara, and then I also use the Tarte Tubing Mascara. So what I like to do is do this one first, and then I do that one on top of it, and it's just like a cute little look. I feel like it does extend my eyelashes, and I like the tubing part of it, so. This is how we're looking with our little mascara on. It's nothing grand, but I like it. It's just like a little something. I use the She Lamb in the shade But First Coffee for my lips. And then we're gonna go in with our Fenty Gloss Balm in the shade Pink Dragonfly. Okay girls, this is our final look. It's just like super cute, dolly, cute little makeup. This is what I like to do every single day. I don't really switch it up too much from this. Sometimes I do a little bit of eyeshadow, sometimes I, you know, do a little something, but I pretty much stick with the same base. But girls, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video off here. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye girls.